First up, we are so disappointed, sorry and very sad to hear about all the Republican politicians that were shot at, in a baseball practice in Virginia. Amazing what poor sports the Democrats have proven to be. Come on people, please try to find some common ground, for our country's sake. Okay, now for the restored republic via GCR as of June 14, 2017. Compiled by Judy Byington. A. The Big Call Bruce. Intel only audio at iqdcalls.com. 1. Bank intel people have been told to lay low and be quiet. 2. In Iraq they began celebrations because the UN released Iraq from Chapter 7. 3. That happened last Friday, June 9th, where they were given over to Chapter 8. 4. Because of that release, Iraq became a sovereign nation again. 5. Sunday evening, June 11th at sunset, Iraqi celebrations started, continued today and were expected to go on for some time. 6. Entertainers from several countries were in the country. 7. U.S. dignitaries were in Iraq right now. 8. The dinar rate has had major increases in the last few days. 9. A number of arrests were made at the Iraqi banks, with people already prepared and coming in to take the place of those arrested. 10. Well over 100 indictments were served. 11. Bruce had confirmation of exchanges taking place in the UK, India, and the Philippines. 12. In the US the 800 number should be coming shortly, perhaps within the next few days. 13. Tier 2 groups have been paid out. 14. A couple of days ago Tier 3 groups were still being paid out and administrative holds were being lifted. 15. Last night, June 12th, things were put into position to let the GCR go, yet today there has been no verification. 16. Bank redemption personnel were in position yesterday afternoon, June 12th. 17. Currency rates continued to go up. 18. We know the global currency reset is coming, but it is not here yet. Comment emailed to us, Bruce said all that years ago. B. GCR Intel Situation Report, Helpless, GCR/RV Intel Sitrep. 1. The RV is somehow embedded in the last 3 weeks of June, which we believed would be in the very beginning, but now may be more towards the very end. 2. We know the 4th of July weekend matters a lot if you're restoring a republic that celebrates its birth on that date, with a banking holiday after a long weekend. Taurus, GCR/RV Philosophy. When love and gratitude enter the body from the top down, they nourish the heart, enriching the entire body and emanating infinitely out in all directions and creating unexplainable synergy. At the end of day, it's not about what currencies we hold, what they are worth or when they convert per SE, it's about learning to remain in constant gratitude regardless of a temporary environment with the good/bad news of the day, so as to be strengthening and sustaining a life experience, moment by moment, versus weakening it. Circles, GCR/RV Op-Ed. What's old is new, and new old again. The NPTB are really the OPTB when you really stop and think about it. For what is true power but eternal peace in both the end and beginning? Everything that is chaos or was rebellion just fades away given a long enough timeline. We are just blessed to be experiencing the clock running out on the cabal against humanity, and God is all. Nothing more, nothing less. Alive and awake by the grace and mercy of a loving God. Honestly, the GCR/RV is but one giant circle in the end, with a few little circles attempting to emerge as relevant. Some make it, some die young, some die old, but all must die that are not in righteous harmony with the Creator Father's eternal heartbeat. Nothing real is threatened, as nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the truth of God. A Course of Miracles. Your ZIM bond/currency is incredibly valuable, beyond your wildest imaginations. But no matter how you got a hold of your endless wealth ticket, be it risk-taking, guessing right, research or endured sovereign struggle, you now own all of its blessings and burdens. Are you ready? Hope so. Very soon you'll be redeeming for its true heavenly value, not on man's rebellious paper financial system, but on God's rebirthed and transparent digital system. Are you ready? Hope so. Are you prepared for Paul Ryan to be your new Republic president without even a faint sound of defiance from 135 million Trump and Clinton voters? Shocking to me that all will suddenly applaud this statement of fact. Bizarre so few considered it when offered, but whatever. The point was you had the information early to make adjustments and study up. Are you ready? Hope so. For as infinite resources suddenly appear at your fingertips, you'll quickly realize that each one of you has elite powers to determine who rises and falls, lives or dies, by your own funding decisions. Which new circles will you bless with fiscal hydration? Which old ones will you unburden with elimination? Are you ready for depth of philosophical stewardship? Hope so. Because all reading this have been given the opportunity to be egoless stewards in service of the poor, homeless, sick, and diseased, i.e. servants of the Most High, scheduled to restore and reset the human race and planet Earth's cellular truth. Are you ready for that volume of servitude? Hope so. Have you prepared your mind, body, and soul for the task? Hope so. Do you feel worthy due to constant trials of righteous faith? Hope so. Will you live up to the grace bestowed upon your chosen soul? Hope so. Because the alternative ain't so grand. In fact, it's physical annihilation. Life or death. Love or fear. God or not God. That was all real stuff, folks. Sure, God is with us, but only those with God can endure such a fierce wave of mercy. With infinite wealth comes infinite responsibility by universal law. Are you ready to evolve into a human angel? Hope so. If not, best to surrender now if you haven't done so already, as only the pure of heart can walk across destiny's divine bridge. Yeah, all are welcome, but how many really are willing to walk that walk? Who in our land is will to sacrifice their existing personalities to achieve that frequency of servitude, that vibration of mercy which requires, demands, only true and sincere souls surrendering daily to God the Father? Does that even sound like you? Hope so. Surrendering your will in favor of God's will is the only pathway forward. That prediction too was real, folks. Never did I lie. Brutally so. Are you one with God? Hope so. Just know you were loved enough to be told the truth and have it repeated, and repeated, and repeated, and repeated until you loathed the sound of the messenger's voice. The decisions you make now, within the confines of your own heart, will be known only to God. And they will forever determine the quality and survival timeline of your own soul in this ever-expanding era of unconditional love and light. Are you ready to ascend? Perpetually? Hope so. Be advised this prophesied tidal wave of mercy has already hit the shore. And some are already surfing its massive face right now. So do give all glory and praise to Yeshua ben Yosef for delivering upon his promise to us all. Eternally and joyfully we now acknowledge and receive his gift to us as supernatural, delivered from spirit to form with love. O Lord, please heal us. So we may heal everything we can reach and bless in Christ's perfect name. God is with us. How to identify the Cabal tank? Here are some things that can help you identify the Cabal. I think if you consider these things you won't have to take anyone else's word for it, you'll be able to decide for yourself. If you want to identify the Cabal in our land, I'll give you some clues. 1. They're constantly promoting, defending, and talking about themselves. It's like an insecurity they have to identify self-worth through the praise received by others. 2. They're constantly dividing the community on issues and people while touting their helpful contributions and lauding their selflessness. See Willie Lynch, Let's Make a Slave. 3. They misuse scriptures, galactic concepts, and various other spiritual ideologies to promote their agenda. 4. They don't take correction or apologize. Rather than just admit they're wrong, they'll defend themselves by attacking someone else as if someone else's wrongdoing somehow makes theirs okay. 5. They're overly sweet and soft-spoken, or they mask their real personality with a false image of positivity and love. They act like everything is always okay, and never speak ill of their handlers. 6. The Cabal members are mastermind manipulators, and it's no different in the community. I was once recruited by a Cabal minion who told me, I have the only intel you need. You don't need to listen to anyone else. This is another sure sign of the cabal because they want to separate you from the pack so you'll do their bidding. 7. They speak with an arrogance that temporarily masquerades as confidence until they're wrong so many times that they need to fabricate an elaborate lie as to why it didn't happen the way they said it would. 8. They blame the people for still being slaves because their vibration isn't high enough or they're too focused on money. Then people force a fake smile and pretend they're so grateful for the experience of remaining in bondage. This is a classic way that abusive relationships develop. A common example is when a man hits a woman for some arbitrary reason, then offers an apology while asking her, "Why do you make do this?" 9. They're constantly promoting fearful concepts disguised as some service they're doing for you. They repeat horrible detailed accounts of a cabal activity acting disgusted with it but have a strange amount of knowledge on the subject. They complain how the cabal is messing everything up and is the cause of the delays. They discuss death, murder, and torture, making the good guys sound no different than the cabal. The cabal is abusive and divisive. They appear as your friend just to get close enough to stab you in the back. They want you to trust them above anyone else. You do not need anyone else to tell you what's true. You do not need anyone to follow. You do not need me to tell you this. You just need to listen with discernment. Be a leader. Stand up for yourself.